Hello love bots, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith. You know the rundown. Any other fun bingeable content is going to be right up here. We've got online dating fails, horror stories, success stories, date with me's, eHarmony deep dives. We've got everything. We've also got cooking, fitness, healthy living, meditation. It's so much fun to be here. So be a part of our community. All you have to do is subscribe. If you do subscribe, let me know down in the comments so that I can give you a warm and welcome. Hi! Let's get into today's video. We're doing a book review. Alrighty guys, this is my very first book review, so bear with me. If there happens to be spoilers, I'll just let you know right now it's possible. So this is what I'm reading. It's The Wrong Family by Tarryn Fisher. This is the very first book I've ever had of Tarryn's. So yeah, I just happened to pick it up because the biopsis actually kind of drew me into it, but I was looking specifically for something that had a little bit of thrill to it, something outside of my typical fantasy. So I found this and I thought, why not give it a shot? So it kind of sat on my shelf and I opened it and read like 4 or 5 chapters finally, and then I put it down and kind of forgot about it, right? Because I found something else and I was like, yeah, okay, let's do that. So initially, like I said, what drew me into the novel was the synopsis, and let me just read it to you real quick. Juno was wrong about Winnie Crouch. Before moving in with the Crouch family, Juno thought Winnie and her husband Nigel had the perfect marriage, the perfect son, the perfect life. Only now that she's living in their beautiful house, she sees the cracks in the crumbling facade are too deep to ignore. Still, she isn't one to judge. After her grim diagnosis, the retired therapist simply wants a place to live out the rest of her days in peace. But that peace is shattered the day Juno overhears a chilling conversation between Winnie and Nigel. She shouldn't get involved. She really shouldn't. But this could be her chance to make a few things right. Because if you thought Juno doesn't have a secret of her own, then you were wrong about her too. So, going into this book, you're going to think so many things in the beginning. And then all of those things are going to basically explode, and your mind is going to explode, and you're going to be like, wow, that took a turn. Like, so that's the biggest thing that I've loved about the story so far is it keeps turning. Like, it keeps turning in the most unexpected ways, like ways that you could not foresee. And normally I'm pretty good. Like, a lot of thrillers and mysteries are, I don't want to say cliche, but there's always subtle hints where you can kind of figure out what's going to happen next. No, The Wrong Family has me all over the place, and I'm so wrong, and I never could have expected the way that this story has gone. How Tarryn thought about this, I have no idea. There is an author section in the back, and I'm curious as to whether or not, it gets into that and explains kind of how she thought of this story, but it is incredible, guys. As far as anything that I'm disliking so far, I mean, there's not, the only thing that I could say that I would kind of dislike, a couple chapters back in my mind, I was kind of thinking, okay, this is a little repetitive. So we're all in the house. It goes back and forth from Juno's story to Winnie's story. I mean, it's another day. We're still in the house. It's bouncing back from Juno to Winnie, from Juno to Winnie. Okay, so something needs to happen. But just as I was thinking that, bam, something happened, and it got me all wrapped up in it again. As far as the characters, I love how Tarryn has so distinctively distinguished her characters. You can tell, like, Juno she's an older woman who just doesn't give a shit. Like, she's at that age where she's like, I don't care. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to do what I want. And if they have a problem with it, I'm too old to give an F. Like, she just kind of has that personality. Whereas Juno is much more, you know, of course, she's younger. She's a mom. She's a wife. She is very, let's say, classy. She's a little bit, in some circumstances, can come off kind of cold. She's very put together. Now, whether or not some of this is kind of a facade, you know how some of those people kind of put on this air that they're more than what they are, but you can tell she was kind of like privileged, and she acts that way. But then certain things will come out where you can see the cracks in her. Basically, it is a facade. You can see those cracks kind of start to bloom through, where she just almost near has like breakdowns or meltdowns, but at the same time doesn't want to let go of what she looks like to other people. She doesn't want to let go of like that picture perfect look that she's built for herself. So very distinctive personalities. Other than that, of course, you have her son, you have her husband, but they don't have their own stories. So as far as their personalities, I mean, they're a little bit sort of weakened, I think, and I don't mean to be harsh, but I feel like her husband's personality, Nigel, is a little bit weakened. He shows up, of course, in the story regularly, but to tell you who he is, I don't really know. I don't feel like I know him at all. And their son, I don't really feel like, so he's a teenager. Okay, I'm pretty sure it said he was 13, but I don't feel like he acts like it. So their roles are a little bit confusing, but the main characters, I would definitely say they have extremely distinctive and well thought out and well developed personalities with a lot of depth. Other than that, I did just see in the back that Tarryn does have another book coming up. I don't want to give you any more spoilers to The Wrong Family, but I highly recommend you read it, even if you're not usually into, you know, thrillers of that nature. I would recommend that you read this. But it does say that Tarryn Fisher has another book called The Wives. How far would you go to find the truth about your husband? So that seems interesting. I feel like I could get into that, but I'd have a lot of questions for my person. So anyways, if you guys liked this book review and you want me to start doing more, please subscribe and comment below, and I'll see what I can do for you guys. I appreciate you watching. Bye.